Here goes Dick. Here goes Dick. Here goes Dick.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. That's your welcome dance, Dick.
That's all we got. Hey, that's more than enough.
Oh man. All right, Dick. Okay.
Take a quick video.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Peace to the family. Welcome to another episode of Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach. And this show is brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the 7 Spheres of Money Systems. And before we get started and head to tonight's beach, hit that like button, share this video with at least 5 people. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and help spread the news, the good word of the Pom Lifestyle movement, which is plenty of money, peace of mind, and come join us on the beaches of the world. And tonight's beach, like many other moments, tonight's beach is Zanzibar, baby. And guess who's there? Guess who's live from Zanzibar? Yours truly. It's finally happened. So this Zanzibar beach is an extra special Zanzibar beach on this edition of Family Finance Friday. So let's get into it. Tonight we're joined by, as always, DJ the Money Coach, and a special appearance by the young protege, Tajir Green, in the house. What's going on, fellas?
Hello. What's going on, brother? Nick,
Man,
come on.
I'm so overjoyed and so happy I can't stop laughing because the shoe is actually on the other foot now. And now you can relate to Tajir being over there, me being over there, and us being here, man. I don't even know how that feels. You there and we here.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, it's going from what I hear from Financially Free D, who's been showing me around, is going to be a little bit of jealousy once you find out what we've been doing out here.
Oh, yeah. Highly.
Hey, it's nothing but love, baby. Ain't no jealousy here. Nothing but love. Your job is to start where we finish. And if we didn't do our job right, then it wouldn't be better. So bring it on. Bring it to us, baby.
All right. Well, I'm here finally. 6 days on the ground, nearing. This is the end. This is the tail end of my visit to Zanzibar. I've been here since last Saturday night, the 17th. It is Friday the 23rd, about 2:45 a.m. over here.
You mean Saturday? It's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. See,
it's Friday here,
where you guys are. Yeah. See, losing track of the days, of the days of the times.
You know what you're gonna have to do, because they ain't gonna believe you there. You're gonna have to walk out and show them the back, even though it's dark like I do. You're gonna have to do that before we get out of here, because even though they see the video. It's AM over there, brother. It's Saturday.
It's AM. Yeah, Saturday. So I'm actually leaving tonight. Because it's technically morning time. So I'm leaving tonight at around 10:40 p.m.
Okay.
So this is my last. This is my last day in Zanzibar. It's been an amazing experience, to say the least. I don't even know words could do justice to what this experience has been. But I'm gonna do more showing than telling. I'm gonna show with a little bit of explanation, so the people know what they're looking at. But yeah, man, beautiful time out here. I'm gonna shout out Financially Free D quite a few times, because she she orchestrated and organized all of the excursions and activities and took me all over Zanzibar. That was the objective, to have me hit all parts of Zanzibar, over the course of these 6 days. So we're going to get into, what we did, some of those experiences. And one thing I'll say about the experience with the excursion is that it's been a holistic experience. So we had a lot of fun, but we also learned a lot too. So there was some education in there. There's some culture in there. There was some good food, drink, partying, all of that. But like I said, a nice, well-rounded experience.
Well, you know what? I can tell that you're overjoyed. The exhilaration is bubbling over. So how about we do this?
Sure.
How about, hey, introduce ourselves.
Yep.
Obviously, Nick Westbrook's live in Zanzibar. Obviously, Tajir Green, the protege, the actual president of our Zanzibar corporation that we have started and created under the tutelage of Tajir Green. Even though Financially Free D is not on the live, she might be asleep right now because it is like 2:49 in the morning on Saturday. Without her, all the curating trips from the first time I went and the beginning of February 2022 to every trip after that, the amazing Financially Free D has curated all the trips, all the excursions, all the historical events and venues, and with the help of the amazing Kadera, and who actually made it all digital, this beautiful website that you guys see that we just launched about 30 days ago, that is open for business, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just a website. You can actually go to escapetozanzibar.com. Why don't we put that down at the bottom of the screen and put it in the biggest letters you can? You can literally go to escapetozanzibar.com and book a trip and go literally tomorrow and be part of this amazing Take a Bite Out of Zanzibar. And on behalf of Angela, who is the awesome young lady who's Ghanaian, and if I mispronounce that, forgive me, Angela, but she's American, but she is from Ghana, and she is spectacular. She's the one that put together our condominium, interior decorating of it, created the relationships in Africa because she's African and she's literally an African American. And she went over and curated those connections for us, and all the merchandise, ladies and gentlemen, that you see we wear day in and day out, from the caps to the glasses to the t-shirts to the hoodies. She makes all of that. So this is literally, we're coming complete circle with Nick being the first member of the DJ the Money Coach team, and he's actually a founding father, but most importantly, he is the only person that actually owns equity in DJ the Money Coach Corporation. Now, our other teammates own equity and ownership in a lot of things under that umbrella, like land and services, but Nick was here before we met any of these people, and Nick was my first guy that I met 5 years ago this month on another platform. He was a client, took him through the process. I'm not going to steal all the thunder, but we'll let Nick, take it. But I want to start it this way to let people know. I'm just going to toss up and ask you questions, Nick, and we're going to do show and tell. So
sounds good.
How did you feel when you got that phone call from me? And I can't even remember, Tajir. Did I make the phone call with you, or did I call Nick and then call you and call Nick?
You called me, and then you called Nick, and then you called me back after you talked to Nick.
Okay, yeah. So Nick, what were you doing, and where were you before I called you? Because here's the importance of it, ladies and gentlemen, on a sliver, because our situation, our experience, Nick and I's, they're parallel. Because I literally, almost 3 years ago, I got a call at night from one of our business partners and invited me to go to Zanzibar last minute. And I was in position, fortunately, to say yes, and I had to book my trip immediately like Nick. The only difference is my trip didn't commence for another 30 days. But it was similar in that capacity, and I was overjoyed, and I was happy. I was able to pull the trigger. I was so happy, ladies and gentlemen. I pulled the trigger for me and my only sister. And then, Financially Free D, she put the package together. So, Nick, where were you the moment you got the call to come up to the big leagues, to the Motherland?
Man, I was home in my hometown area, over where my parents live. I live about 40 miles south from my parents in New Jersey, along the Jersey Shore, which is ironic, coming over to Zanzibar and seeing this beach. I'll tell you this before I go into the phone call. Let me say this about the beaches back home. As a kid, I went into the water, but as I became an adult, I took a look at that water. I said, I'm not going in that water, looking all murky and green and all of that. So being in Zanzibar, this is probably the first time in years that I've actually waded in the ocean because the water was so blue and so clear and so pristine. But going back to the phone call, yeah, I was in that area, just handling some business. I think I just finished the workout. Yeah, I think I just finished the workout. I was walking on the boardwalk, getting ready to head home. That's when I got the phone call. DJ said, he asked me, he knows I'm a school teacher, so I'm off for the summers. I didn't work summer school this year. So he asked me, Nick, when do you go back to work? When does the school year start for you guys? And I told him, staff members, we go back August 27th. So that's next Tuesday. But this call happened last Wednesday. It was 2 weeks before I was to head back to work. Then you said, you got anything to do, any obligations before the 27th? I said, no, I don't think so. I handled all my appointments and procedures and, all my obligations, in the months of June, July, and the first week or two of August. So no, I don't have anything to do before I go back to work on the 27th. He said, you know what? It just dawned on me. I forgot to see if you would be available to go to Zanzibar, this summer. Let's see if we can get you on the flight, before you go back to work. So he said, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna get on the horn with the travel agent and see what we can find. And from there, what was it? One seat left that you found? Yeah, one seat left. One seat left, So it was, as far as the feelings, it was a mixture of definitely excitement, but since it was so soon, and my departure was on Friday, and we were talking on Wednesday, there was a lot of anxiety and stress, almost to the point where I was paralyzed for the rest of Wednesday. It was like, what do I do first? I have to go find where my passport is. I have to apply for my visa. I got to pack, I got to do this and that. I have to figure out where I'm going to leave my car and, how I'm going to get to the airport. It was just so many things in preparation that I had to take into account, the excitement was there, but I think I felt more anxiety than anything, since it was only 2 days in advance.
So with that said, the anxiety that you started to feel, because that's natural, because I didn't know, and I don't want to steal your thunder, about your passport and your travels outside of America. So how about you touch on that, about the significance of the trip not only coming to
forget
Zanzibar,
that.
but the significance of the trip itself. How about you touch on that? And when did you pinch yourself and say, damn, this is really happening?
Man, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how could I forget that part? You know, that's a very significant part. So this would be my very first international trip, my very first trip out of the country. So I had no prior experience and background with traveling internationally, with applying for a visa. So my very first trip out of the country was to the motherland. Very first trip out of the country was to Africa.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've had your passport since what year?
2016, so about 8 years. It expires in 2 years, in 2026. Wow. Yep.
All
the time.
And this is what is the epitome of cooperative economics, but most importantly, this is a Black man whose heritage comes from the motherland, and purposely, intentfully, he made his first trip out of the country to the motherland. And unbeknownst to me, ladies and gentlemen, I did not even know that Nick had never been out of the country, because we always talk about only 2% of us have passports. And since I knew Nick had a passport, Tasha, I just assumed Nick has been to Mexico and maybe the Caribbean.
Yeah, well, it's been a while. Like we had this conversation back when we first started back in 2020, but that was 4 years ago. So yeah, you could have easily forgotten we had that conversation about me not having been out of the country. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So we had the conversation and I totally forgot.
Wow. Yeah. And actually, you asked me a couple of other things that were some other firsts that happened for me this week too. That I never did.
Share with us, my friend.
Let me let's start the show and tell. I'll jump around. I'll put it in chronological order, but
okay.
I'll jump around a little bit. I'll jump around a little bit.
Man, enjoy the show. Hey, you guys are watching Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach, and today's is a special show that is far too long to get here, but Nick Westbrooks, our manager from day one, from 4/20/20, is live in the motherland in Zanzibar, baby.
Yep.
Share, and get people on to view this, because this is amazing. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, without Nick, stand with me through the ups and the downs of putting this together online in 4/20/20, none of us would be here. Not you watching, not the people on the team, not the people who have gone to Zanzibar with us, not the people we've helped, because of Nick. And man, this was an honor and a privilege to be able to get you there, and you ain't had to put one red cent in the game, baby. Man, we're so happy.
That's right.
So let's enjoy the show, baby. Tee us up. Tell us what we're about to see while you're live in Zanzibar, Nick.
Okay, so one of the other questions that you asked me that when we had that conversation a few years ago was, all right, so you asked me this right here.
All right, show me, son.
You said, Nick, have you ever been on a jet ski before?
Oh, man. No. My man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And you got the right color.
Yep. Yeah. I got that blue. Yep.
Talk to us, man. Man, ain't nothing like being on a jet ski, baby.
Yep. Yep. That was one of the questions you asked me. You said, Nick, have you ever been on a jet ski before? I said, no, I never been on a jet ski before. But it happened at Kenwood Rocks.
Oh, and
on the jet ski for the first time.
The spot.
Man, tell us about how'd you enjoy Kenwood Rocks in addition to being on that jet ski, man. You had to be overjoyed, exhilarated. I mean, I can't even, man, don't let me steal your thunder. Talk to us, Nick.
Yeah, man. Well, of course, the first thing that struck me when I stepped onto the beach was the beauty of it. The beauty of the white sand, the beauty of the ocean, the beauty of the structures, the shops, the stores, the lounging areas on the beach. It was just beautiful. You know, the sunshine that immediately, you know, struck me. And then the jet skis, that was an interesting experience. It was fun and a little scary at the same time because I'm like,
you only stop it with the little key that attached to it. The only way you can stop it.
Yeah. You know, if you fall off, you gotta, you know, pull the key off so you don't pull yourself down with the jet ski. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this: do you know how to swim?
I in theory I know how to swim, but I haven't done it in so long. I haven't done it in years. You know, I learned how to swim as a kid when I was little, but I haven't used it in so long.
And the only reason why I asked that because the protege knows. Protege, won't you share with them why I'm asking Nick? Does he know how to swim in Zanzibar?
Okay, so DJ is asking Nick, does he know how to swim in Zanzibar? Because so we went to the middle of the Indian Ocean and had some of the best seafood ever. And you guys, y'all don't really know me for real. So let me tell you what I did. So we're on a boat and we are cruising, taking a, you know, little stroll in the middle. And I decide, you know what? I'm just gonna hop in the middle of the ocean and do what I gotta do. And we probably about at least 50 meters or so out from the island. And I'm like, I'm just gonna swim back, you know, so whatever happens, 50 to like 75 meters. But at least at the time, I wasn't the best swimmer, and the waves and the current was pretty intense, and I didn't anticipate that. So, you know, we had to make sure everything was okay, so I didn't get lost at sea. But it was an experience.
He had to get yanked out, and ladies and gentlemen, he didn't know how to swim. Oh my goodness!
First time in Zanzibar, y'all.
You talking about?
I was on one.
I'm glad I didn't know that.
Yeah. See, I would have done something like that. I'm not that bold. I'm not that bold, you know, to do something like that. Yeah. Financially Free D was telling me that she had to give you some lessons after that.
She did. She was helpful. I'm gonna give her credit. She was very helpful.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that was. After a while, I started getting a little bit more comfortable with the jet ski. I started picking up the speed a little bit, but what did make me a little bit nervous was, there were other jet skiers out there. So you got to avoid them. And then you got people rowing by on the kayak and boats.
It's like bubble cars, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, with the open ocean, I was able to open it up some. But, once I started seeing other people coming across and zipping that way and that way, I'm like, oh, let me slow down a little bit, turn around and go the other direction. But yeah, that was that was a great time right there.
What's that movie that Will Smith was in, and he's on a jet ski and the girl kicks him in the head and knocks him out?
Yeah, was that
romantic comedy in New York?
Was it?
Yeah,
Hitch?
what was it called?
Hitch.
Yeah. Were you feeling like you were having a Hitch moment? Because he was sitting up there, all of a sudden she turned on and kick him in the head, he falls.
Yeah, I was by myself on that jet ski too.
So Financially Free D didn't hop on jet skis with you?
She did, but she hopped on with one of the not the instructors, but one of the workers. She hopped on there because she's doing her travel vlog, for the packages. So she had to capture her video, so she couldn't drive it. Okay. She had them drive while she recorded. So she was on a different jet ski. Yeah.
So we're gonna see you in some of those videos that she recorded while you was riding. Did she catch you getting down?
Probably. She probably did. Either her or our chef Esther, caught me from the shoreline. She's doing some recording too. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So you came through the airport.
Mm-hmm.
What was that feeling? Now I saw it on video, but we need you to share with us what was that feeling for you when you walked out that electronic doors, this slide was that horizontally,
right?
And I saw you do something that I did in terms of the umbrage that you had for the Motherland. What was that feeling? And again, man, did it sink in that you were there?
Man, what was that feeling? That's a hard question. That's something that's hard to describe. That feeling, man. I I knew I knew one thing for sure was I knew I wasn't back in America anymore. I knew it was it was very different. It wasn't America, and of course I had connections in Europe, and it wasn't the same as stepping out in Europe either. I'm like, this is a completely different energy and vibration here. Stepping out on here, and not only stepping on the physical ground, but seeing faces that look like me, but I'm not in America though. And I don't even know the word. I don't even have the word to describe it. As the English teacher, man,
that's what I'm about to say, man. This is the same guy, Tajir, that in 2020 or 2019, I'm sorry, wrote this eloquent masterpiece of a testimonial that just blew my mind. So Nick, hey man, you got to figure out how to articulate yourself, brother. Because I can't bail you out here, and the people want to know, because guess what? They're going to be living vicariously through you tonight.
Yeah.
And it's your responsibility to have them have a live experience in Zanzibar as well at escapetozanzibar.com. So talk to me. I mean, what experience would you equate it to that was the first time? Could it be puppy love? You know what I'm saying? Was it ecstasy?
I have to say this though, with the articulation point, some things you just have to be here to know. It's one of those things where you gotta actually come here and step on the ground to know. Like I don't think there are any words that could do justice to describe it. Like I said, it's an energy that you feel, like an indescribable energy that you feel, coming through the doors and stepping on the feet, feeling the air hit you. You gotta come, you gotta come and see for yourself, because like I said, words can't do justice. The pictures and the videos, they do a little bit better, but you gotta actually be here in person to see it and to see that it's. And this is something that we talked about a lot this week in our conversations between Financially Free D, myself, and our partners that we've hired and we were working with over here. It totally goes against all the negative propaganda that you've heard about Africa. Coming to this republic of Tanzania and Zanzibar specifically. It totally, completely, goes against that, the negative propaganda that you've seen in the media over history. It's a very, very beautiful place. The people are thriving and doing well there. Physically, the people are healthy. The people are lean. The food is better. The opportunities are there. Don't believe the hype. You got to come here and see for yourself. Even in this one republic, geographically or geologically, the land is very diverse. We talk about the beaches a lot, but there's also lots of open land, farmland, and there's a lot of rural country area too. So it's a very diverse landscape. And like I said, you gotta come. You gotta see for yourself.
So let me ask you this question: what were some of the beliefs that you had, or possibly myths or misinformation that you had expounded about Africa, Zanzibar, that you found not to be true, and it was actually eye-opening, or it was actually refreshing that you had some false narratives about the motherland? Because we all do.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I've studied enough to know that those false narratives weren't true. But I will say that, like I was just saying, even in this tiny piece of Africa, it's so diverse in this just one small section. And I talked about the diversity of the land, but also the diversity of the people. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my cousin, and he asked me, they all real black, real dark out there, aren't they? I'm like, nah. I'm like, it's all shades of people in Zanzibar, from dark to light and everything in between. So that that's I would say that's one of them there that I might have had when I was in my younger years. That phenotypically Africans all look the same or had a stereotypical look, but there's all shades and colors of Africans, of Zanzibarians, specifically.
Okay, so in that regard, flipping the coin over, what was an experience that you expected that was better than you could even imagine? And reason why I posed that question, for me personally, I'm a seafood connoisseur. When it comes to prawns and lobster and crab, that's my thing. And I've been around the world, and I thought I had great seafood in Fiji, Bahamas, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going to tell you, what blew me away, can't no place I ever been to touch the lobster, the prawns, and the crab. And matter of fact, I don't even like octopus, and I became an octopus connoisseur. So that was the over exceeded my expectations moment for me personally. What about you, Tajir? Before Nick chimes in, what about you, Tajir?
So that was one of my biggest things too, because similar to Nick in the sense of having like some context to Africa. I had been to Africa when I was a kid, very young. I was about 10 years old, and I spent 2 weeks in Kenya. So I already, knew that the propaganda wasn't real, because I had an amazing time. But I'm not a seafood guy in the United States. I didn't care for seafood. My family does a huge seafood boil, put everything together a couple of times every year, and I never had any interest. And I was very particular about, I barely ate crab legs, and I didn't eat any fish with bones in it. And to this day, anytime my grandmother makes fish, she's like, all right, I made one for you with no bones, honey, because I know you don't like it. But when I got to Zanzibar, though, that's all I had. Cracking open crabs, octopus, whole bunch of fish with bones. I'm eating it around and figuring it out. My family, when I came home and they had some fish and I'm eating it, they're like, Tajir, wait, that has bones. No. I'm like, I got this. I've been in Zanzibar. So that Zanzibar has made me a seafood lover to the max.
Yeah. Listen, I gotta echo you, DJ, man. That seafood. Yeah, I mean, I am a seafood person. I love seafood, but I'm mostly just a fish person. But knowing that the seafood is amazing here, I had to dabble into the lobster and the octopus. I normally wouldn't eat octopus or
right
calamari. Yeah, like I've had calamari before, but I would usually stay away from the octopus and the shellfish. So I have to tell my people who follow the Old Testament that forgive me for this week for eating lobster and the shrimp and all of that. I definitely had to dig in, and it's just the way it tastes like it's fresh out the ocean. For one.
Maybe it is fresh out the ocean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you can taste it though.
Caught that day, catch of the day.
Yeah, you could taste it. And I know it's catch of the day. We were sitting in the I think it was the Blue Sea restaurant yesterday, and we saw a brother walking past with a big old tuna fish, fresh out the water. Yeah.
I think we've been there, right, Tajir? The blue.
Yup, that's on the water, right?
The one that sits right on the water.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's where we were yesterday.
And Nick, you have to tell them, right? You got to tell them about. So it's fresh cook of the day, but tell them how clean the taste is, because if you having seafood here and you get some fresh fish, but it got like the dirty kind of off taste, you got to tell them about the quality and clearness of the taste, because that's what
I mean that's just going back to the freshness. taste like it's fresh out of the water, and that's just the freshness. We're not even talking about the seasoning and how it's prepared and how it's grilled.
Talk to us.
Man, the way that you can get it fried, you can get it grilled, but when you get that seafood grilled, you taste that smoke coming off, man.
Ready to go,
man. The best seafood I've ever had so far. I thought the seafood that had at the Inner Harbor in Maryland was good. I'm like, yeah, that was nothing, compared to what I had this week.
I've been to the Chesapeake Bay myself, and they make a mean crab cake. They ain't got nothing on Zanzibar, baby. Yeah, it's like my man exactly. Denzel Washington said in Training Day, "I'm King Kong, ain't got nothing on me."
Yeah, and that's just the food in general. Like, we're talking about the seafood now, but even the fruit, man, the fruit is a lot fresher here.
Man, talk about the fruit.
Woo!
Man, fruit. I'm missing it for two reasons. One, it tastes better than I ever had, and it's like 10 times less expensive. Damn.
That too. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, we gotta talk about prices after that, because that was another thing. That was another thing that blew my mind too.
Man, you gonna be pissed off when you come back home. Ain't he touching?
Listen, I promise you, Nick.
And
just
you gonna
brace
try
yourself.
to get, man.
I know. Listen. I know. I saw. Look, when we went out to dinner, last night and the night before, I saw it. I was like, wait a minute.
Tell the people how many people did y'all have in y'all party at your dinner?
Yeah. All right. So last night we had So the last 2 nights we had 4. We had 4 people in our party.
Okay, and tell us what you had before you tell us the price, because y'all not gonna believe this, ladies and gentlemen. You think you can go down to Mexico and get stuff cheap? You think you can go down to Guatemala, all these cheap places that you think are right outside of America, where the dollar exchange has a little bit of leverage? It ain't even close. Tell them about the entrees, the appetizers, and the drinks that y'all had, so we can understand and put a value to it, and then tell them what y'all paid. It's gonna blow your mind.
Right. So we're at seafood restaurants, or restaurants that serve a lot of seafood. So most of us order seafood dishes. We had whole fish, or we had like when I was at the Blue Sea restaurant, I had this green banana and fish stew. So we had entrees like that. Blue Sea restaurant, financially free D&I. We had our beverages, alcoholic beverages. So we each had at least two or three of those. I ordered dessert too. I was the only one that ordered dessert tonight and the night before. So yeah, we got entrees, beverages, desserts, and man.
And the Blue Sea is a top 10 restaurant.
It is.
It's not
top 10 seafood restaurant.
It would be equivalent like Cheesecake Factory and above. Would that be about?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Above Cheesecake Factory, and I'm just giving you guys a reference point. So it would like be, for instance, like going to Ruth Chris, something like that on that scale. So now that y'all know, ladies and gentlemen, or going to Perry's or something like that, or Catch 35. These are expensive seafood restaurants. Is the restaurant he's talking about that sits right on the Indian Ocean. So it's 4 of y'all. Yeah. Y'all have appetizer. Y'all have, entree. Y'all have a couple of alcohol, adult beverages, and you have dessert, and it's 4 of you. What did that set y'all back, Nick? Because before you say that, let Tasha, why don't you pull up Google? Because if you have this, let's just show them what the price comparison. And since I know, just thinking about Cheesecake Factory, I know what typically, because I'll go there and get the jambalaya, the shrimp Creole jambalaya, and that plate itself is like $40.
Yeah.
I'll get the appetizer, which is the Southwest egg rolls, and you get 4, and that's like $15. So that's $55 right there. And then I get an ice cold beer, and that's like $8. So that's $63 right there. And I always get their strawberry shake, and that's like $10. So that's $73. And then I get the Death by Chocolate cake, and that's $12. $85. And if it's just one of me, tax and tip, I'm about $1.12.
Yeah, and that's just you. We're not talking about a party of 4. That's just you by yourself.
So, Tajir, what is $1.12 times 4?
$1.12 times 4. That is going to run you for 4 people a whopping $448 US.
$448. I want y'all to hear this. $448. And now you know the women, they always order something on the left side of the menu. You know what side of the menu that is?
Oh, yeah. Always.
I'm just saying.
Because where's financial freedom at? We need it on it right now.
$600. But that's another story, because that wasn't the situation with y'all. So, Nick, how much did y'all, 4 people, have to drop down for your beautiful meal at a top tier seafood restaurant sitting on the Indian Ocean in Zanzibar?
Man, you people at home gonna be sick when they hear this. Our bill at Blue Sea was about $70 for the 4 of us.
What?
US dollars, $70 US.
Oh my! What?
$70, 70.
So, Tajir, can you divide that by 4? Woo. So you said the whole bill for all 4 of you, tip included, was just 70 USD in the beautiful Zanzibar.
Yeah, 70 without the tip. Yeah, 70 before the tip.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all probably dropped, maybe a 5 spot on them, right?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
So call it $80.
Yeah, call it 80. Yep.
So you guys, based on price of $80 including tip, for them to get a massive amount of food, each person only paid $20.
$20?
$20.
Yeah.
$20. My man.
It was even less last night because we went to a Muslim restaurant that didn't serve alcohol. So the bill was even lower. That bill was about $50 for the 4 of us.
Man, I'm telling you, Nick, you're gonna be mad at us when you get back, bro.
Oh yeah, you are.
I know I am.
Because guess what? You can spend $20 on a Happy Meal.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
And I'm taking my son to Chick-fil-A, which we don't go no more, and he just get his little thing, and it's like $15-16.
Yep.
For pure fast food. Man, did y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? So talk to us, Nick. What's the next video you got for us? And tee it up. Give us a backdrop on it, because you said you got it in chronological order. And I'm trying to still imagine that feeling that, even though you say it's indescribable, when you knelt down and kissed the ground of the motherland, what was that about? And I did the same thing. Why did you feel compelled to do that, brother?
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Yeah. Well, I knew that's something. I knew that was a traditional practice that, especially us Black Americans do when we travel to Africa. So I always kept that in my mind. I knew that because I always knew I was going to make it there at some point. I didn't know when I was going to make it there, Africa, make it to the motherland, but I knew that at some point I was going to make it there. And that's the first thing that I had to do when I got off the plane. So I never forgot that. I kept that in my memory, just knowing and understanding that, that's our origin, that's not only just the origin of Black people, but just the origin of humans, period. So it was only right to show that reverence, to being there. And I mean, even before I got out there, the airport employees, they told me, welcome home.
Wow.
Welcome to Zanzibar, welcome home.
Wow. So
it love is a big word that I could use to describe the feeling, just feeling, feeling the love and feeling that that sense of welcomeness. You know, even if no one verbally expressed it to you, that, you know, it had that feeling, it had that energy to it. You know, that loving, welcoming feeling. You know, it's you know, it's like, you know, it's like if you got lost, right? You ran, like if someone ran away from home, or if they went out and got lost somewhere and couldn't find their way back home, and they finally found their way back home. It was kind of like that feeling.
Wow.
You know, like you were out lost in the woods somewhere. Someone dropped you off in the woods, and you couldn't find your way for a long time. You were traveling for you know, maybe 24, 48 hours trying to get back home, and then you finally make it home. That feeling of relief to finally make it back home, that's what it felt like.
Man, would you also say this has been a deeply spiritual experience for you?
Yeah. I would say it had to be, you know, although, you know, according to the, you know, the migration patterns, they say, you know, our people come from the western part of Africa. Zanzibar is on the eastern part of Africa. The experiences between West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, South Africa, Central, you know, it's all very similar. You know, it's all very similar as far as, you know, the history, both the positive and the negative parts of the history. You know, the positive parts as far as, you know, the culture, as far as the familial bonds, you know, the rites of passage.
Great word, familial. Yes.
Yeah. And then on the negative side, the colonialism, the slavery and things of that nature. So, you know, I felt the remnants of both of those things. You know, the memories of the negative as well as the positive. You know, from being here.
Did you?
So yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Did you have any moment that you were so overwhelmed that you had a watershed moment where tears started to come down? Because for me, I did.
Yeah, definitely got
Did
close
you have
to that
where it
moment.
just all of a sudden hit you? And I had that experience where all of a sudden, man, I just started having tears in my eyes of just pure joy that this is where I'm from and this is where I belong, and I don't have to explain nothing to nobody.
Okay. Well, I will probably not the tears of joy, but, you know, more so the tears of sadness, you know, from learning some of the history and learning about what, you know, our people went through in this, you know, in this land and experience in this land, you know, because we did do a historical tour and visited some of the historical sites.
Yeah, that's stuff that I don't get involved with. But yeah, hey,
that's stuff. Yeah,
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah. So those were it, for that experience. It was pretty much like a one and done type of experience. You know, it's something that you know, I wouldn't do again, but I'm grateful that I did do it. You know, so it was one of those type of experiences. So
okay, so we'll let Financially Free D curate that for people who want to come over there with us, but I just won't be part of that party. But anyway,
right, yeah.
You know, but I get it. So we've talked long enough. So tee us up and give us context on the next video or picture we're about to display from your amazing pilgrimage to the motherland called Zanzibar, the most beautiful island in the whole wide world. And thing that Nick's not telling you, the water is literally the warmest water you will ever experience in any ocean you ever came into.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, I talked about the appearance of it, but I didn't talk about how it felt. Yeah, definitely the warmest water, you know, that you'll ever feel. Yeah, for sure. So do you want to go to the commercial first and then come back to, because I know we've been going for a little. Bit.
You know what? Yeah, let's take a commercial break real quickly, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Family Finance Friday. Today is a whirlwind show. Nick is live in Zanzibar, and out of all our 10-man team, women included, Nick is the first. He's the alpha and the omega of DJ the Money Coach Online, and he is the last one to actually book in. I was the first to go, and so appropriately, he's the last of the team to make it there to book in this amazing experience in Zanzibar. So we'll be right back after this word from us for you on Family Finance Friday. Nick, live in Zanzibar. It's official. We're in business, guys.
All right.
Here's where we do it at, baby. Cooperative economics. What's happening, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach coming to you live January 17th, 2024. And history has already been recorded. That's right. We just opened up a 220-unit luxury residential resort in Zanzibar. We also are completing 4 luxury townhouses in Zanzibar. And we're also going to open up the Pom Pom Lifestyle Resort in Zanzibar. It's Africans for Africans, supported by Black Americans unapologetically. So what time is it? The Pom Pom Lifestyle movement can't be stopped. Hit the link. Join us on the Beaches World in Zanzibar. Home is ours. Peace.
All right, we're back. We're back. All right, so the first thing that DJ told me to do on my first day, well, my first full day, because I arrived that night, the first thing he told me to do was watch the sunset. So let me show you the sunset, because I know people, you might have say, yeah, I've seen sunsets before. You haven't seen a sunset like this before. I'm telling you that the picture and the video doesn't do justice, but you can get the idea that this sunset is very different from anything you have ever seen before. And the sunset happens the same time every day, 6 p.m. Now this is
where were you watching this from, Nick?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready. That's what I was getting ready to tell them. So this is the rooftop of the condo that I'm in right now in Fumba Town. So this is from the rooftop of the building in the same building where DJ owns a condo. So I'm not in DJ's condo right now. Financially Free D is in DJ's condo, but we're right next door. But this is the roof of that building that we're watching this sunset. So that's a picture, and then on the right here is the video of it sinking down into the horizon. So you can see a little bit of an orange glow up there. But in just a second, you're going to see that orange, that small piece of orange, disappear altogether.
Yeah, when you say that thing dipping down, it's definitely dipping. Yeah, it's disappearing.
Now you're going to see me pan the camera around to show you what's behind me. In just a second.
Right.
All right, so we no longer see the sun.
Yeah, at the peak of summertime.
All right, so now I'm starting to pan.
Around like June 20th when you had the longest.
So now you see the pan. When I turn around, I'm panning, and right directly behind me,
you got the moon
see the moon.
Wow.
Out at the same time.
Man, the
And
sunset
I believe
and the moon.
full moon too while I was here. Yep, full
Wow.
full. I think they call it the blue moon, full blue moon that we had this week.
Man, that is
So
spectacular.
yeah. I've never seen a sunset like that before. You know, where the sun, it's a full orange circle as it descends lower into the sky, and it looks so close to the earth too. You know, normally, you know, in the United States, the sun seems much farther away, but the sun shows up big in the sky. Like I said, the pictures in the video don't do justice, but yeah, the sun, it's large, orange, low in the sky. I've never seen anything like that before.
Man, that's
Yeah.
worth the travel in and of itself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
In and of itself. And you should take part in this bucket list trip. You have to come to Zanzibar once in your lifetime. And believe it or not, it is very affordable, ladies and gentlemen. We're making it practically almost free. We actually have an amazing package that you can actually come over there. The same time frame that Nick has done, 8 days, 7 nights. And you can get it, ladies and gentlemen, for 3 easy installments of $499.99. That's a special we run in to commemorate Nick's first trip of many to book in our whole team to Zanzibar. So, Nick, with that said, what was the feeling for you to experience that amazing sunset? And I like the part which really is my favorite, and when it just disappears into the horizon like it's going down into the depth of the sea, brother.
Right.
That's what I get excited about. And I like to sit there with Tajir, Financially Free D, drink an ice cold beer, smoke a cigar, man, and just enjoy the peace of the pom-pom lifestyle experience.
Yeah, even when you can't see the sun, like, you know, a couple of nights the clouds were in front of the sun. We couldn't see the actual sun, but the colors of the sky, beautiful. You know, you could see the colors coming out from behind the clouds,
like a kaleidoscope.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like a kaleidoscope, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful. Breathtaking would be the feeling, you know, to answer your question. Breathtaking.
Okay.
Yep.
So have you got a little spoiled? Because you see that every night, 6 o'clock on the dot.
I got spoiled in more ways than one. You know, the sunset was just only one way that I got spoiled.
Okay, talk to us. It's your show, brother. Talk to us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we talked about the sunset. We talked about the water, you know, the ocean. We talked about the food. I got spoiled in all those ways. We talked about the how far the American dollar goes. Got spoiled in that way also. Man, what else, man? What else?
Talk about the beautiful, loving people of Zanzibar and how they're such an unselfish, kind, serving, godly people. And that's what really keeps me coming back is the people in and of itself.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do a part two to this, so I can show the rest of the video and pictures that I don't have here, because we got some footage from yesterday. Yeah, from yesterday when we so I'll just you know, give a
next Friday. We'll do part 2 when you're here in the States with us, and we'll get Financially Free D to go live in Zanzibar while you talk, because you can't do this all in one show. But talk to us,
so, because we did and saw so much, you know, this week. But you know, going back to your question about the people, I think the perfect example that really exemplified how loving, welcoming the people are was when we went on the Zanzibar quad tour today. So we got on the 4-wheelers, we got on the quads. We drove around, you know, the countryside, but we actually went into one of the villages. So we went into one of the villages where it was all women and children, just women and children there. And when we arrived there with our tour guide, all of the women and children came out to greet us. They allowed us to take videos, take pictures. The children, they were grabbing our hands and walking with us around the village while they were showing us around the village. They allowed us to step inside their homes there too to see how they lived. Yeah, that was a perfect example to really express how welcoming and loving the people are. Yeah, so that's something I can't wait for the people to see the footage of. That was a beautiful experience, and I think that's something that Financially Free D will incorporate going forward as one of the excursions. The quad tours that actually goes into the village, and they had their handmade products, so we supported the village. Got a couple of pieces. Let me see if I got mine.
Man, what are you bringing? What are you bringing back for us, brother?
Yeah, so let me show you what I got from the village today. I'll put myself on up here so you get a closer look. So I got this bracelet, handcrafted. Yep, handcrafted by one of the women in the village.
Oh, beautiful.
Financially Free D got a bracelet of the Zanzibarian flag.
Okay. Yep, I got that one. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't have that one, but I got the Zanzibarian flag.
Right. Yeah, yep. So we showed that support, to the people in the village, and it was beautiful time. So that and then just going further, talking about the village and being welcoming. We also have your one of your favorite groups, DJ, that we interacted with, the Maasai tribe. So we actually went to their village, and they have so let me pull that up. I do have that.
Y'all went to the Maasai village? Okay.
Yeah.
We hung out with them a lot, but we ain't never been to their village. Oh man.
Yeah. It's
Free D is pulling out all the bag of tricks.
Yeah, I told y'all. I told y'all. Yeah, so they actually do tours of the village, and they'll walk you through the history of the Maasai tribe. They'll show you all of their instruments as far as their clothing, their weapons, their tools. So let me go to that so I could give you a little bit of
give us a sneak peek of what they can get on escapetozanzibar.com and one of these amazing curated excursions and trips that are going to be fully run by the amazing Financially Free D. I mean, guys, here's the great thing. While Nick's pulling this up, you have to understand the magnitude of the legacy that we are creating by going back to the motherland, and we're supporting Africans with Black Americans unapologetically. And we're not taking, but we're giving back and making better. And it's just phenomenal. And it is just a spiritual pilgrimage that you got to partake in, ladies and gentlemen. I mean this. If you don't get anywhere before you are ascending up into heaven, you got to come to Zanzibar and experience this, because here's the thing that people don't know about the Maasai. They are their own autonomous republic inside of the Republic of all of Tanzania, meaning that they still live their way under the laws of the modern 21st century. And they're the only tribe of people that have this liberation, because they refuse to live on their knees ever. And I got nothing but the utmost respect and regard and reverence for these people. So Nick, man, rotate. Tell us what we're looking at, my friend.
Okay. Yep. Sure. So before I roll the tape, I just to preface this in relation to DJ's question about the people and how welcoming and loving they are. The Maasai people, they definitely exemplify that as well, especially when we visited the village. So we had a awesome tour guide that spoke great English. And going back to the language piece, the Maasai, they speak Swahili when they're within Zanzibar or within the mainland, but when they're in their village, they speak their own language called, if I say it correctly, it's Ma'a, if I'm saying it correctly. So they're only allowed to speak that language when they're in their village. They're not allowed to speak Swahili. They're not allowed to speak English or any other language when they're within their village or within their tribe. So that was some, one interesting fact that we learned. But let me see it.
Before you hit the play on the video,
yeah,
I just had an aha moment. And you being an English teacher, you know what we have to do? We have to take a group of young boys and girls to this trip paid for by our community so that they can actually reconnect with their ancestry. And you know what? We're going to get that done. If not the end of this year, by the first quarter of 2025. And you know what, Nick? We're going to have you lead this mission because you're a historian, you're an English teacher, and what better way for us to donate trips to Zanzibar and start a student exchange program under our umbrella, DJ the Money Coach, and taking a bite out of Zanzibar. That just jumped into my head, ladies and gentlemen. So Nick,
that's amazing right
you
there.
are going to be assigned that task, and we're going to get it together with you, me, Tajir, Kadera, Angela, and we're going to have Financially Free D put all the logistics together with you running it from a historical perspective. And we're going to bring in our best guy, Belozi, to actually give the historical tour of the reverence and the history of this great community and this great tribe in Zanzibar, man. So, hey, mark that down. We got it recorded. We're going to do that, and it's going to happen by no later than the first quarter of 2025. And we're going to make that an annual trip where we take young boys and girls between the age of 10 to 21 to Africa, absolutely free, and it's going to be supported by the community. So back to you, Nick.
Okay, yeah, man, that's a great idea, to offer that to the community. And as far as getting back to, our ancestry, even though I mentioned earlier that there's similarities between the different regions of Africa. So learning about the Maasai tribe, I saw similarities between them and, some of the Nigerian tribes and their practices. So you can see that connection between the different areas of Africa and some of those practices. So I forgot which video I put first. So I'm just going to play it, and then we'll see which one is first here. Okay. All right. So what you're seeing here is, so the first thing that we did before we even started the tour was we learned some of the language, some of the words, some of the Ma'a words, and their translation in English. And one thing that I definitely appreciated about this tour, about this excursion, was the level of engagement that our tour guide had. So once we left that area and we began the tour, of course, we had the opportunity to ask our guide questions, but our guide was quizzing us too. They're like, what does welcome mean in our language again? What does thank you mean? So what you're seeing here are some of the words that we learned here. So I'll go ahead and play it, and I know it's kind of small on the screen, so I'll actually read off what you see here on the board.
Glasses, yeah.
I'm almost there. Okay, what's the other one?
Boy, I know that laugh a mile away.
Yeah.
What laugh is that, Tajir?
Financially Free D.
Living that
All right,
pom-pom lifestyle, plenty of money, peace of mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. So just to tell you what you see on the screen there, the so the word for welcome in the Ma'a language is Tijingu.
Tijingu.
So yes,
Tijingu.
yeah, welcome. Yeah, Tijingu. Hello
Tijingu.
is hello is I'm probably gonna mess this one up, but yeah. All right, so we got. So I'll just read the English ones, and then those were the words that we learned in the language. So we learned how to say welcome, hello, how are you, good, no problem, thank you, and goodbye. So that's what you see there on that board.
Okay.
The Ma'a words for those English words.
Man, that is awesome.
Yep. So what you're going to see here is the Maasai men making fire, using wood, and they don't use any matches, no matches, no lighters, nothing. So this was really, really amazing right here. So check this out.
Old school 101, huh?
Yep. So you probably can't see it from here, but there's smoke starting to come from.
Yeah, I see it. I can see it.
Yeah, you see the smoke? Yeah, so it's starting to smoke up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Put on the screen actually. Yep.
So that long stick in between two wood sticks that he's holding down is causing the friction to spark an ebb.
Yeah, and there's a knife, and there's a knife at the base. There's a knife at the base too. One of the long knives. And then just watch it to the end, because you're gonna be amazed.
Yeah, I see the smoke.
Wait till you see how big the flame gets.
Wow.
Oh, with the machete. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they call it a machete, but yeah, it's similar to a machete. Yeah, so they dropped that in that. That kind of I guess it's like branches or like a bush, like a dry bush that they just dropped it in. Now he's waving it, getting the oxygen to it, the air to it.
Right. Which makes it inflamed.
Watch out how that smoke grows.
I see it. I'm seeing. Oh,
yeah, you see more smoke coming out, right? Yep.
My guy.
Yep.
That is crazy. Okay, here you go. Look at what the
man. That's science at its best.
Wow.
Wow. Look at that.
What?
Wow.
It's flaming up now.
Oh,
they go to flame.
Wow.
Man, that is spectacular. Our children need to learn how to do that.
That is crazy.
Yep. So he's taking it back over there to smolder it, put it out.
Well, he stepped on that with his bare feet?
No, he had sandals on.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah, and they're sandals. So their modern sandals are made out of car tires.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, dude, that is literally fired up.
Quite literally.
So, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What are you going to take back to your students?
Well, I'm going to take back to my students.
Did you even get at a thought that?
Man, well, you know what? Man, I wish. This would have been very timely if I took this trip a year ago, because we were my students were actually reading a book about Africa, a novel called Things Fall Apart. I don't know if you guys read that when you guys were in high school, by a Nigerian author. It's called Things Fall Apart, and I see a lot of parallels between the cultural practices in Nigeria and the cultural practices that I witnessed on this trip here. So I think that would be something that I take over to the history department, the world history department, when they get into Africa, or even in some of the literature that we read, because we read literature from around the world. So, you know, I'm thinking about incorporating that into the content that, you know, we're teaching the students and showing them the connections and showing them that
and showing them the positive of
positive
motherland versus that misinformation and that mispropaganda. And guess what? And we also should start having them read Africa Rising.
Yeah.
Man, as I think about this, we pull these kids together, we give them the book, they get through the book, they write us a serious, essay under your tutelage, and the ones that do it the best, they get rewarded the trip. Because you got to earn it.
We're
going to provide the financial. They got to earn it. Go right ahead, Tajir.
And literally, as you guys are talking about that, I'm thinking you already know the youth program that I put together. And I'm like, Nick, we'll talk about this after, but this can be two things. This is the new thing. The kids get the financial literacy and the African history, because it's important that they learn about money, but they also learn about it from a standpoint of who they are as well, so they can understand. And then so, because that's when I went to get, they didn't have a financial piece. We learned about Africa for the entirety of a year, had to write out essays, and then by the time the year was over, people who were in the inner circle of performance in their essays and their work were selected to go on a trip to Kenya. And that's the same thing. And we just include the financial piece and make it a right. Or did I?
Yeah, Nick. I mean, Tajir, you kind of breaking up for some reason. That's ironic that Nick's got flawless internet connection in New York, out of all places, and you got bad internet, man. Come on now.
I gotta upgrade. I think I gotta upgrade my server. But nah, Nick, we'll talk about it. We're gonna relaunch the new
I might have thought you in a third world country.
man. Yeah, but that's a good point, Tajir, to make that connection. And that's something else that we kind of discussed, behind the scenes too, like we're offline while I've been here, was the economic piece with the Zanzibarians here, and the relationship between economics and power and the foreigners, being here, and the work that we're doing here. It gets very deep. But going back to the my students, I also have a large African population in my school district too, in my school as well. So I think they'll have an even greater appreciation for me, seeing that I actually went over there and came back and said, yeah, I went to the continent. So that's there also too. That's something I'm definitely excited to share with especially my African students, because there's a lot of division over here in America and over there in America, over here in Africa. We have the whole foundational Black American and American descendants of slaves, going against, the Pan-Africanists and the Africans from the continent. So yeah, it's a lot of division going on too. So by making this trip and having positive interactions with the people over here, I think that's a step in the positive direction to kind of go against all the division that we've been witnessing, especially over the recent years. So I have another have a couple more pictures and clips from the Maasai tribe, before we move on.
Hey, Bo, how about we do this?
Yeah.
How about we take a quick break?
Okay.
Let's tee up another awesome experience of what inside one of the actual luxury residential resort units looks like, that our beautiful, amazing audience can actually be one of the recipients and take one of these world bucket list trips with us. Because, hey, what better way to actually get your own experience than take a bite out of Zanzibar and experience a bucket list trip with DJ the Money Coach, Nick Westbrooks, Tajir, Financially Free D, and the rest of our family in Zanzibar. So you're watching Family Finance Friday, our special edition. We're coming complete circle, Alpha to Omega, Nick bookending our last team member of a 10 that's in Zanzibar live. And we'll be right back after you get a sneak preview of one of the amazing units in our amazing luxury residential resort. We'll be right back.
I got so much to smile about, and you know that I'm keeping you so close, so you don't feel the cold. Let my arms just warm you now. Let's show the world just what we're made of. Two hearts that can do anything. Nothing that comes our way is too tough. No, not for our love. Not for our love, our love, our love. Oh, love. I love. Our love. Oh, love, I love, I love. Our friends can say that we're crazy, but they don't see what was written in the stars. So we'll go fly over the
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back. You're watching Family Finance Friday, the amazing edition. Nick is live in Zanzibar, and he's about to continue to show you some other aspects of the Maasai Village experience, which is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you need to have the opportunity to have for yourself. Check it out.
Mm-hmm. All right, so just one more video clip. I won't play the whole video. I'll show a little piece, and you might have saw this on some of our other videos, but this was the conclusion after we finished the tour. So I'm going to share the screen again. So this was the send-off on the left here with the video.
Expand the picture for the folks. If you hit that box, will it expand on the screen or won't?
No, that's a bit. Well, you know what? I can do? Let me open it in the separate screen. Let me do that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, because I put I organized them onto a slide so I can have them in order.
Okay,
but
that's
cool.
Yeah, we don't want it to get out of order. That's cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was talking about. Yeah. Is that a lady Maasai on the end?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There were a couple of more women out there as well. That was one of them.
I love it.
Let me fast forward a little bit where we joined in.
Okay. Hey man, these guys can jump out of the gym, literally. And this is why it's not amazing that the fastest growing participants in the NBA are from Africa. And matter of fact, they're building an NBA stadium and academy in Zanzibar over the next couple of years, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. That's right. And then this picture here on the right, they actually dressed myself and Financially Free D in their traditional attire. If you can see it, there's Financially Free D right there in the purple. I'm right next to her with the holding the shield and the spear with the traditional dress on.
Is there any way to blow that up? Man,
let me see. Amazing. Let me see if I can.
Man, we didn't even get that experience, and I've done the jumping up and down with the my side about 3-4 times, and Tajir has as well.
Yeah, let me do this.
That is awesome,
let me
man.
Open up. Yeah, let me open up the picture.
To have the experience of that is amazing because that's their heritage, that's their spirituality, and for them to be so humble and allow you to adorn their cloth, that means a lot.
Right, indeed.
That's equivalent to you giving somebody your bed.
Yeah, it is.
And this is what we need to bring to our young children here to understand the strength and the majesty of our people. And again, ladies and gentlemen, they have their own autonomy and their own republic, and they're the only ones in Tanzania that were able to retain their original culture, that they did not have to modify or modernize themselves to fit into the 21st century. And that's very important because they were liberated and became a free country in 1964. And the Maasai refused to give in, which they tried to break them. And the Maasai stayed strong. So they're going to be Maasai for as long as there's an earth. And that's important, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. So blew up the picture a little bit. So we're pictured with the Maasai men, one of the Maasai women, and then right there in the front, that's one of our partners, our driver, Abdullah. Yep, he rolled out with this too. So shout outs to him. Very helpful this week also with driving us around and taking us to, showing us the great places, helping us out with the prices, everything. So, shout outs to him. Shout outs to Esther. She was behind the camera. She was doing a lot of video and taking pictures. Matter of fact, I think she took this picture for us. So shout out to her as well.
Okay, so what was that feeling like when you had the privilege and the honor, and they allowed you to adorn their, traditional garment that has not only traditional, aspects of it, but it has religious and spiritual, and it ties into their heritage.
Right. Yeah. I was actually very surprised at first that they were actually putting it on me. They're actually putting it on me.
I've never seen that before. You seen that before, Tajir?
No. Well, on the beach, but not like this.
Yep. Yeah. They actually put the cloth on me. They handed me the shield, the spear. And I don't have this, because I don't have this video. I might have it for the part 2. But we actually did the target practice with the bow and arrows too.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, I'm definitely taking that trip to Maasai Village next time I go back home here in the beginning of the fall.
Sure.
No doubt about it, man. That is amazing. This is an experience that you can't get nowhere on the world. And again, it's connecting you back to your heritage, your ancestry. It's going to be a spiritual awakening. And that's what's so amazing about this, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not hyping this up to let you understand that when Nick said he couldn't articulate that feeling that he had being on the ground in the motherland and just being another guy, being another gal, something you've never had here. You can only get that in the motherland And Zanzibar is the best place to start. So, man, I'm telling you. So, Nick, with that said, man, we're an hour and a half in. We're going to wrap this up in about 10, 15 minutes max.
Sure.
Give us an encapsulation of your first 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
What were your best excursions and why? And why should people come and have this spiritual experience? And reason why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take this into perspective. Because here in America, when they talk about a spiritual pilgrimage, what do all the people that look like us are indoctrinated and propagandized to go run to?
I'm thinking Mecca.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Mecca
and the other one. Don't
in
forget the other
Israel.
one.
In Israel, yeah, Mecca in Israel.
And,
Yeah.
and this never ceased to amaze me that these magic Negroes lead us, not me, not Nick, not Tajir, definitely not Financially Free D. They be righteous. Oh, we're taking a pilgrimage to Israel. Oh, we're taking a pilgrimage to the Mecca.
Like,
How
for
about you
what?
get your uneducated derelict following Massa, Sambo, and stop being the miseducation of a Negro by Carter G. Woodson and get on the plane and go to Zanzibar and get the real spiritual rites of passage, pilgrimage right here in the crater of what society was created. Because not only is Zanzibar spectacular, Tanzania is spectacular. And next Friday, we're going to show them a brief preview of an amazing documentary about everything spectacular in Zanzibar. And let me tie it into the Maasai village. The most expensive gem in the whole wide world was discovered right in the village of the Maasai in 1967. More expensive than diamonds, pearls, any other type of gem and metal that you can think of, the most expensive in the world. And unfortunately, they allowed them to come and mine this most precious gem that can only be found in the crater of a Maasai village in Tanzania. And they let the Caucasian come in, and just like in the only part that I liked about the Black Panther movie is when they do the scene shot to the museum, and my man said, "This ain't no damn museum. Y'all stole this stuff from us."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't want to turn this beautiful experience that Nick is having into something, Debbie Downer, but I also have a responsibility to educate you. We're going to show that next Friday. So back to Nick, because the pilgrimage is here to the motherland, not to Israel, not to the Mecca.
And listen, with this experience, now this isn't documented. Like I said, these are conversations that we had in the background offline, but we were discussing all of that this week. We were discussing the pilgrimages back here. We were discussing the unity between Black Americans and Africans. We were discussing this whole idea of power and how foreigners come in and exercise the power. We talked about the inferiority complex. So don't get it twisted. I'm showing you all the nice things, but behind the scenes, we got into some real conversations. So if you come with us, you'll be a part of those conversations as well. Very, very important conversations that we're having here.
Yeah, and they're needed. So we're gonna learn you something.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a friend named Belosi. And when we first met him 2 years ago, he was giving us the version that they give the Europeans. And we was like, brother, time out. Tell us the real deal, homeboy.
Yep.
And he just lit up and he started telling us, took us all the way back like 2,000-3,000 years. And he knew everything about the motherland and the beauty and the majesty of it through our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And it is our responsibility not to go over there and build resorts and townhouses and things of that nature and excursions, but it's our responsibility to go back and be stewards of what Africa really is and what it's supposed to stay. And we're going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of that colonization and that, part of history that I have no interest in, we're going to take you and give you all the things about how we created fire, how we created the mathematical system, how we created science before the Greek came and learned at the foot of the king and then took it and remixed it and called it his own. See, let's get real with you now, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get everything from A to Z. So when I'm talking about experience a bucket list trip with DJ the Money Coach, I'm talking about experience the real, authentic origin and the etymology of what Africa is really about. And we're going to do it unfiltered because here's the great thing about it, Nick and Tajir. Everything that you see outside of these excursions, what percentage of it do we own, guys?
100. Yep, that's right. 100. 100.
100%, guys. So what you need to see is that what Nick is showing you, the people that put it together, is us, baby.
Yep.
We're not middlemen or middle women for some other company that don't look like us. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But the reality is, it is something wrong with it because why aren't we doing it? You know what? The buck stops here.
That's right.
With us, for us, with us, by us, and we curate the whole trips. We take the indigenous pathway. We're building schools for the indigenous people. We're building health clinics for the indigenous people. We're building irrigation systems for the indigenous people. Because, see, that's an interdependent relationship that's symbiotic. And we're going to be the only ones doing that because guess what? We own it, so you can't tell us how to bring it to our people and just give us this Disney version of Africa and Hakuna Matata, which that is from Africa, which Disney tried to trademark to prevent them from using their own natural language. In their words, they tried to commercialize it and monetize it. So what you're going to get right here with your, African brothers, and that's right. Hey, man, that's black, baby. Biggity, biggity black. It ain't Cafe Olay. It ain't Mocha. It's BLACK. And the reason why Tajir is laughing, because unfortunately, some of our brethren from Africa that are African, they had a misconception that they didn't realize that I was a black man. Real talk, baby. And that's the propaganda that they've gone through, that we got to rewash their brains and take out the negative that they see about us. Just as much negative that we see about them, they're seeing twice as much about us, and they have a misinformed narrative about Black Americans. Instead of having a reverence of, brother has come home and sister come home, which they generally do, like Nick is talking about, but under the surface, under the belly, some of them have been indoctrinated to think that we are less in stature to the other guy. Yep. But that's just my PSA. But you know what? Yeah. Talk to him, Nick.
No, I know. I was just gonna say I've seen it since I've been out here. that was the other side of it. That is the other side of it. We've seen a lot of that. Seen a lot of that of putting the other guy, the other man on the pedestal. You know, even though that other man don't like you, he's only trying to take from you. He's still putting him on the pedestal, treating him like he's God. Yep, you saw that this week.
Facts. Facts, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going to give you, straight facts. And again, everything that you see on this platform owned and operated 100% by us. For us, by us, with us. And it's always going to be that way. And we're always going to bring it to you truthfully. So, Nick, what you got up for us next? Because we're going to get out of here in about 10 minutes because it's getting late and I got to eat and I got calls to make because we do run a business.
Yeah. So we're gonna, we're definitely gonna do a part 2 of this. So for the part 2, here's a preview for what you can look forward to for the part 2. So the rest of the excursions, of course, it wasn't all education. We got some partying in. So
show us a party, brother.
Yeah, we're gonna show them a little bit of the nightlife next week. We're gonna show them about another expat that set up shop here in Zanzibar, Black American that set up shop in Zanzibar, opened up a business. So we're gonna talk about that.
Talking about my homegirl from Philly, right?
Yeah,
All right.
Right down the way from me in Tajir. Yep. Another one of my favorites that we didn't talk about tonight. Going over to Nakapenda Beach for the sandbank and that delicious lunch. I'm going to show you a little bit of that next week, so you can look forward to that. You can look forward to seeing some other pictures of the amazing food that we had. The Stone Town tour highlights. That was another favorite for me that we didn't talk about tonight that I'll touch on, next week. So Stone Town tour, so yeah.
And here's the great thing about it. You're going to tee up that preview. And guess what? Don't wait till next Friday to see some of these excursions and everything. Hey, man, put that URL on the bottom of the screen because what Nick just talked to you about, you can actually go discover on escapetozanzibar.com. And if you scroll down, which we show you, you can actually see 2 or 3 of some of the excursions that have been fully curated by Financially Free D under the umbrella of DJ the Money Coach.
Yeah.
So here's what we got to get better at, ladies and gentlemen. And I know right now, hey, DJ, what you selling us? I'm selling you the best thing that you should be a part of is the Motherland called Zanzibar. So get with the program.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Nick, give them a preview. And then after the preview, we're going to go to our last break. And then we're going to summarize and we're going to get out of here on this amazing Friday night. And you're watching Family Finance Friday. Nick is live in Zanzibar. And he's giving you his experience that is 1 in a million. That'll be multiple times in his life. And we're also going to bring multiple young girls and boys and teach them what real Africa is really about. And they too will take a bite out of Zanzibar. So rotate on that preview and then we'll go to the break.
All right. And the last thing, which is certainly not the least, which is probably the most important thing that we're going to show you next week is the equity and the ownership. We're going to show you the updates of the properties and the progression that's going on with the construction. So you're going to see that next week as well. So let's go to this next break so we can speaking of equity and ownership, here's some more things that we own that you can take advantage of.
So what you're seeing here right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the balcony of one of our 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, beautiful suites that overlook our beautiful Blue Lagoon white sand beach. And all of the furniture that you see is hand carved and crafted by our African partners, Impoli Furniture, that began in business in 1992. They're the largest one on the island, and they are our exclusive partner. And everything that you see that is furniture, including the bar and the overhang lights, were handmade with the highest quality African wood, and it is spectacular. And it is waiting for you and your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your homeboys or your homegirls to come and take a bite out of Zanzibar and enjoy the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money and peace of mind. And like Nick said, come join us on the beaches of the World Club in the beautiful Indian Ocean right beside Zanzibar Paradise. And you can find this right on escapetozanzibar.com. And you can take ownership or take a week, 2 weeks, or 3-month stay with us right now at escapetozanzibar.com. You can call us at 866-395-3042, 866-395-3042, or better yet, email us at Nick, N-I-C-K, at DJTheMoneyCoach.com, and he will turn you over to Financially Free D, and she will curate a customized trip with multiple amazing excursions and beautiful luxury with all the trappings of personal chef, transportation, everything that you would find at the Ritz-Carlton. We'll give it right to you, customized with DJ the Money Coach. I don't know, man. Not bad.
Yeah.
My voiceover is not as well as Nick's, but hey, you know, ain't bad.
Pretty good.
Pretty
So-
darn good.
Pretty darn
Nick is
good.
the
So you're
master,
back
bro.
watching Family Finance Friday. Nick live in Zanzibar. It's now, what time is it, Nick? It's 4:30 a.m. on Saturday.
Yes, it is.
So we got to get Nick out of here because he got to enjoy his last takeoff. I know he's going to do like we did, have a nice little party meal, say goodbye to all the amazing friends and family that he's met. And Nick will be coming back with us on a grand finale trip in December, where we're going to unveil all the things that we're showing you that are fully functional, fully operation, and fully, finally, completely paradise. So what you got for us, Nick, and summarizing the close on this beautiful Friday, Saturday morning where you are in amazing Zanzibar?
Yeah. Well, you know, summarize, like I said at the beginning, and we repeat it often, you know, throughout this program, is that, you know, we can describe it to you the best words as possible. We can show you the videos and the pictures, but it's not the same as being here. You got to be here, and if you're able to take advantage of Zanzibar in as many lanes as possible, traveling, investing, buying, go, no, do it, you know, because it's only going up from here. It's only growing. Everything is first class, you know. It was definitely well worth the short turnaround, you know. So I had a little bit of fluster feelings and anxiety at the beginning, but once I got here, all of that instantly came down. I was able to relax and enjoy the paradise and get the holistic experience when you do come. Participate in the excursions, you know, eat well, drink well, party, but become educated, both culturally, historically, and most importantly, for the times we're living now, economically. And that's my parting message.
What do you have for him, Tajir? Tajir, ladies and gentlemen, he's the president of the Zanzibar International Corporation, and Tajir has spent 8 of the last 12 months in Zanzibar running our complete operations, and Tajir will be back here quickly at the beginning of, actually at the end of Q3, right around the end of September, beginning of October, and he'll be there until the next quarter of Q25. So Tajir, what do you have for the people out there in reference to Nick being live in Zanzibar as we wrap up this amazing show on Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach?
Yeah, so to that I'll say this: the fact that Nick is in Zanzibar and he's had such an amazing time and got to be a tourist, but also got to see what's really happening and get involved in the culture and understand the landscape is really just spectacular all across the board. With, again, as he stated, that being the first time in traveling out of the country, and it's for it to be Zanzibar and for it to be a part of our network and what we're doing just shows the power and the time, ladies and gentlemen, that we all put in the work to make this a reality, and seeing the fruits of the labor and people that are the most deserving get to experience it. So I'm gonna tell you guys this: as you watch and you look on, I know you guys are watching, I know you've seen a couple of shows. Let's not be idle watchers. Let's take action, because the same way that Nick's life was changed and that my life was changed, your life can be changed too. You can come to Zanzibar and have the time of your life, or wherever you are and wherever your beach is, as Nick would say, and you can get to the next level and really make that upgrade that you've been looking for. But moral of the story is, time is yours. The world is your oyster. Get involved in the system and network and make it happen, because time is only ticking.
That's right. We're on the clock, baby. And as I always say, it's go time. It's go time. Let's roll to the hole. It's go time. And for our amazing crew, from Angela to Gerald to Keith to Isaiah to Dom to Kadera to Tajir to Financially Free D, and to the originator, the Alpha and the Omega, Nick Westbrooks, live in Zanzibar, and yours truly, DJ the Money Coach. You know what we do? We wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. And Nick, what do we say?
Yep. Come join us on the beaches of the world. Your beach doesn't have to be sandy, and it doesn't have to be Zanzibar. I mean, it should. I mean, it should be Zanzibar, but it doesn't have to be. But it should be. But yeah, your beach can be whatever you want your beach to be, as long as you find mental peace and tranquility there. That is your beach.
Well, you heard it. So, like, subscribe, and share. And most importantly, come to Zanzibar with us and take a bite out of it. And all you have to do is hit the link in the description. And all you have to do is go to escape-to-zanzibar.com and be with us on the grand finale trip, or go right now, literally tomorrow, and we'll put you up and we'll treat you like the king and queen that you are. And it'll be the best trip you ever had, because the Motherland will never let you down. There's only one originator, and that's the Motherland, the home and the crater of creation. I'm DJ the Money Coach. Thank you for watching Family Finance Friday. Enjoy the pom-pom lifestyle. Plenty of money, peace of mind. We'll see you next time. God bless.
It's official. We're in business, guys.
All right.
Here's where we do it at, baby. Cooperative economics. What's happening, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach coming to you live January 17th, 2024. And history has already been recorded. That's right. We just opened up a 220-unit luxury residential resort in Zanzibar. We also are completing 4 luxury townhouses in Zanzibar. And we're also going to open up the Pom Pom Lifestyle Resort in Zanzibar. It's Africans for Africans, supported by Black Americans, unapologetically. So what time is it? The Pom Pom Lifestyle Movement can't be stopped. Hit the link. Join us on the Beaches World in Zanzibar. Home is ours.